Okay, good afternoon, class. Welcome to today's video. As you guys know, we've been talking about wildfires in California. We've been able to experience the effect that it has had on our lives, the lives of our families, and fortunately, the lives of people that have lost their homes. But we're going to look at it in a more, I guess you could say, in a more scientific uh, health, standpoint. We're going to look at how it is that firefighters are actually going through this type of situations, how they're handling these situations. We're going to look at how firefighters are actually handling the situation, trying to see if, they're actually physically fit to combat these fires. And so we're just going to go into it. And so I just hope that wherever you guys are at, you guys are doing good. You guys are in a good environment right now. And so I just hope that right now you guys are able to pay attention and just like give me a couple minutes of your attention so that I can just go quickly through, an overview of the different tests that are conducted on firefighters, the different variables that we're looking for, because that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be learning a couple of tests, a couple of fitness tests that we will be conducting on firefighters. So let's get into it. So firefighters do have, a lot of physical demands on them. They have a really extreme physical job. They sometimes have to be up for 16 hours, in one day, just constantly working. And in this time of and especially right now, with firefighters having to deal with all of these different fires that are spreading across California, across the nation. I'm sure that these guys or these people are up for many hours, with having to deal with really long shifts. And so, it's obvious, and we know that firefighters, they have to have exceptional physical fitness in order to be able to sustain the physical demands imposed on them. The better the physical fitness is, the more likely, they'll be able to work more efficiently and withstand all of those hours. They'll also be able to prevent more injuries. Okay. So these are just some of the things that we are looking for whenever we are trying to conduct tests on firefighters. Okay. And so we're trying to look at the aerobic capacity, and what the aerobic capacity is the ability of the heart and lungs to provide oxygen to working muscles. Okay. So think of the aerobic capacity as like, whenever you are running a mile. So how long are you able to withstand running uh, for a long period of time? Okay, that would be aerobic capacity. You could think of your aerobic capacity, you know, how much time does it take for you to run a mile, right? So that'll determine part of your aerobic capacity. Looking at the body composition. So body composition would be the fat to muscle ratio of a person. So how much fat percentage you have versus your muscle percentage in your entire body. Okay. Your muscular strength is the amount of force a muscle can produce in a single effort. Okay. And then the muscular endurance is the ability of a muscle or group of muscles to perform repetitive contractions for an extended period of time. Okay. And flexibility is the range of motion of your joints or the ability of your joints to move freely. Okay, so you're able to stretch your muscles pretty much as you can without feeling pain in reality. So how flexible you are, right? Okay. And so examples for each of the categories that we spoke of. Here are some examples of different tests. Actually, probably the most popular tests that are used to come up with these or to test these variables, to test these categories. Really popular one is testing the VO2 max of a person. And the VO2 max is pretty much how much oxygen you're able to take in within or during exercise, so to speak. So the max amount of oxygen your body uh, can take in within exercise. And there's different types of ways you can do a VO2 max test. So you could do a submaximal test where you're not really taking the person to the maximal effort. You're taking them to a certain percentage of their effort, and then you use different calculations to determine what their VO2 max is. Or you can do maximal testing, which is obviously, really rigorous and really stressful, really strenuous. People don't really want to do that, but a lot of athletes and uh, many types of people, including firefighters, go through these kind of maximal tests. There's field tests, and there's also really popular step tests. Okay. In terms of the body composition, really popular one is skinfold measurements, where you uh, fold the skin in different parts of the body, and then you have a chart that you go by. Depending on how thick the skin is, will determine uh, the, the amount of body fat you have in your body. There's the DEXA machines. Those are a lot more expensive. Actually, really expensive way to try to come up with body composition. Um, so it's not extremely popular just because it's really expensive. But it's actually one of the more accurate ways to achieve body composition. It's one of the most accurate ways to find the actual body fat percentage against the muscle and the muscle percentage in the body. Bioelectrical impedance scales. You've probably seen those devices. The ones that you hold with two hands, and it tells you the amount of body fat you have. Those are the bioelectrical impedance scales. Now, muscular strength. So there's grip test, leg strength test, and the 1 rep maximum test. The 1 rep maximum, those are a little harder to conduct because you're taking a person once again to their maximal effort. And in this case, we'd probably go with something more along the lines of like a grip test or a leg strength test to assess, the firefighter's strength. Muscular endurance. So there's push-up test, really popular. Core stability test. How long you can hold a plank, and then a pull-up test also. So muscular endurance is just trying to see how long you can last or how many repetitions you can do in one effort. So in one set, basically. So over a period of time, how many reps are you able to do? And then flexibility, the probably the most popular one is a sit and reach test. So and you guys know what that looks like. You're sitting on the floor with your legs out and you're reaching for your toes. Trunk extension, or also called the Cobra test. The Cobra stretch itself is really popular in yoga and in other forms of exercise, and it's really good to stretch the back. And this is a good way to see the flexibility in the back itself. Shoulder flexibility test, also, reaching for your shoulder blade with your hand, so you check to see how flexible your shoulders. Okay, and these are one of the most popular tests that people usually go to when they're trying to seek, the aerobic capacity, the amount of fat to muscle ratio, the strength in somebody, the endurance, and the flexibility. So, and so these are the ones that we're going to be doing. So we're going to be practicing these actually within the classroom. So we're gonna look at them, at a greater detail in class. But we're gonna do a cycling test for the aerobic capacity test, and it's gonna have the 6-minute stationary bicycle protocol, and we'll go more into it in class. We're gonna do the bioelectrical impedance device. We're gonna use that to measure the body composition. Okay, the grip test for muscular strength, push-up test for muscular endurance, and the sit and reach test for flexibility. Okay. So what do you have to do now? So I would suggest, go over the slides, read all of them, carefully, and Obviously, if you have any questions, you are always free to shoot me an email. I do have a quiz embedded here. So take this quiz. It's a 7-question quiz. It'll be really short and sweet. It'll go through most of the fundamentals of what we saw in this video. Okay. And then tomorrow we'll be working in groups. Like I said, we'll do a quick review of the fitness test that we will be conducting on the firefighters. So you will be practicing those tests on yourselves as a group. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much.